What's up, YouTube, Facebook? It's Ecom Rebel. I'm back live again. I've had a few days off. Haven't been feeling that all that great, so I'm back on board though. I'm ready to go now. It is Monday night, so this is going to be pretty much a quick overview. I've probably missed so much in the last few days, but I will try and make up for it. Let me just bring up this live stream here. Alright, so we're going to get into it. Let's have a look. Make sure we are live. We are still good. We are good. Alright, let's start. So, lots been happening. Have a look at this market today. So we're up 12, 10, across the board between 10, maybe 12%. Across the board today, which is fantastic. Bitcoin's back up to 9,875. Ethereum 739. Ripple is 83 cents. Bitcoin Cash 1,132. Litecoin at 192. Neo at $92. Cardano 22 cents. Stellar at 30 cents. Monero at 285. And EOS at $6.21, rounding out the top 10. If we have a quick look down the rest towards the top 100, just seeing if there's anything, that really stands out. Basically between 10 12%. Digibyte up 22%. Ethos 15%. 17% for Redcoin. iOS token 25%. Nothing too serious there. So it's been a good day. I'm liking this green. I really like it. Let's have a quick look at the chart. So we're at GDAX. Just make sure. Which one are we on? Let's switch to GDAX. BTC USD. We are on the 1 hour currently, so we'll just move out a little bit. G'day Shadel. G'day Raja. How you doing? Good to have you guys on board. Just a quick video tonight. Just want to catch up. It has been pretty crazy last week for the crypto market. So, but here, have a look on this. Have a look on this chart. So, basically, just to come out a bit. So here we are at 20,000, right? We went all the way down 6. I might just put that volume on so you can see it. All the way down to 6, and then we hit back up at 12. We went back to 9. We couldn't make it past the previous high, which was about 11.8. Then it dropped off significantly. We've had really a real retracement going on, real down here, and basically it dropped pretty heavy here and all the way down to only 8,400. And it found support 8,400, bounced up, and it bounced a little bit higher. So at the moment, in the last hour or so, we've had pretty strong gains today. So this is good, but it's basically got to keep on moving up, back up towards that 12K. So we'll see what happens. This could be in a sideways for a while yet. I don't think it will be, but it could be. We'll just have a quick look at on a daily. So this is where it is on a daily. But just remember, this is what we've been dealing with in the past. So, you could be looking at something like that, and you could mistaken it for what we are now. Obviously, it went down a bit more, but that just gives you an idea. And if we move forward a bit more, you can see it's just a general pattern. This time we've had a bit more of a retracement sideways here, but now we're moving on out. A bit of, I would really call this consolidation with the market. I mean, sometimes the things happen in the market where you need time for things to happen, for people to get over their losses or something. You need for confidence to get back in the market. And basically at the moment, you've got people that are pushing for it, and then you've got people selling off. We've got so much news. I heard so much news about the Mt. Gox. You've probably heard about that, where Mt. Gox was selling off a lot of the Bitcoin from the whole liquidation of that, even though that's a small amount. Well, I heard it was 500 million. And they have been doing it for some time. But essentially, it's like this. If you have, like a whale, or you have a big investor that wants to move the market, they can. Okay, it's simply like that. And the reason is because, to give you an example, if you're trading a very thinly like a market. Let's say you get onto IDEX, right, and you're trading that market. If you're trading a market where the volume might be 100,000 for the day, and you want to transact $50,000 of that $100,000 market, when you put your buy orders in to get that volume, you're going to have to basically buy like the higher levels, okay? And by doing that, they're going to increase the price. So this is what happens. So when a big investor says, I'm going to sell off, they cannot help but to move the market. They can try and do it in small amounts, but they've just got to do it in timing. And if you've ever done any type of trading and you've went into a thinly traded market, according to your position size, whenever you sell or buy in that market, it moves the price, and you've either got to keep buying at that higher level or keep selling at that lower level. Otherwise, or you got to wait in time for the market, other players to come back in and then try and do, sell out or buy into more of Bitcoin or whatever you're trading. So you got to be aware of that. So at the moment, I still think like this, this may continue to be, in this space, but I still see that we're going to continue up into this area here. And I got a good feeling like, even this period of time didn't take long. This really was, within 10 days, it went from here to there. So look, we could see 10 days and move the same sort of amount up into that 12-13k. So once it breaks this area, I think it'll be very bullish, which is good, and we'll start to bring a lot more people to the market again. But a lot of people are concerned. I know a lot of people that I'm dealing with, friends and also people in the space. Basically, they are getting into different things, like different aspects. So they might be getting into mining because it's more consistent with profits. So that's something that like people might have got into here and then realize, oh wow, I can only make money when the market's going up. Unless you trade something like BitMEX, where you can actually short the market and make money while it's going down. But most people, they're not doing that. They might be holding, or they might be into doing the mining. And a lot of people have switched to mining because in a time like this now, where the market's going sideways or down, mining's great because it's paying out and you're making consistent returns. So that's always handy. So, right, so let's have a look at, let me have a look back. Some of the news. I had a quick look through Cointelegraph. There wasn't too much interesting there. I found more interesting stuff. I posted it in Telegram. I'll just scroll back up. I'll talk briefly about, I think it was last Wednesday. So I went to the EOS Meetup. There was the EOS Meetup, and it was a night put on by EOSphere. And basically, this is in Brisbane City. And we went in to see that. So I'll show you some of the pictures. These were the little mints. I don't know where mine is. I think mine's sitting on the table in there. But there's some mints they had that were given away, which is pretty cool. So that's the start of the presentation. It was really good. Pretty good turnout. That's me, getting my little selfie. And they went through the presentation and talked about what EOS was and a few of the links there. And it was a really, really good presentation. So there was quite a few people here. I didn't get like a crowd photo, but there was, I think it was on Twitter. I'll have a quick look. I'll see it on Twitter, I think it was. There was one I saw. Scroll back up. I think it was called EOS. Fear, there it is. And that's the one there. So basically, yeah, if you're not sure about EOS, you can check out the project on eos.io. I got into it a while back. It's still actually got an ongoing ICO, all right? And they're at the stage now, they're at the testnet, okay? The next stage after testnet will be mainnet. But essentially, it's a blockchain. So it's like, Bitcoin, but it's more like Ethereum, where applications can be run on the platform. As far as I'm aware, they're, I think it was the software that they can run on it. I'll just see if I can find where it is. Essentially, it's a bit easier to use to write the apps for it, decentralized apps, because it uses a more. They're trying to use this WebAssembly, and WebAssembly is basically like a programming language and structure for cross-browser programs and stuff like that. So this is information on it here. And so they went through all that. They talked about what they were doing. And EOS Sphere, let's see if they've got I think they sent a link. They're actually doing a road show. Oh, here was some of the photos. Oh, this was Adelaide. Let's have a look. So they went to a few different places. I'll just find last week. Oh, this is the Brisbane one. So this was good. Where can I see myself? Oh, there's me in there. We had quite a bit of a turnout. They put on free drinks and some nibblies. That was really good. And of course some alcohol and orange juice. So there's everyone. I think I'm hiding somewhere over there. So it was really good to go to the meetup. I'm definitely going to go to some more meetups. I met some interesting people, and I think I met Dan was a new guy I met, and Chris, who invited me to the meetup. So I really shout out to you, Chris. Thank you. And I've got to catch up with these guys again soon. And it's just really good meeting other people in the basically in the crypto space. So that was pretty exciting. So yeah, that was good. Hey, Mr. Bazinga, welcome back. Yes, I know it's been a long time. So I'm glad I'm back on track. What else have we got here? So we've got a few. Hey George, how you doing? So Raju asks, what are your views on Bitcoin private, and do you have any idea what the issue with the BitTalk Diamond? No, I don't have anything happening with that yet. I'll try and find out some more information about the Bitcoin private, but I don't have anything for it at the moment. I will try and find out some more info. With EOS, what I discovered was the idea behind what it's kind of like with Steemit, right? If Steemit, I may have talked about before, it's a social platform, okay? And it's one of the platforms that was created, and then after the latest one's been EOS. Now, on this is not a mining platform. Everything's already been done. They've already got the amount of tokens out there, the coins, okay? And what happens is they have a thing. It's basically not a mining. It's not proof of work. It's like a proof of stake. So what happens is they have, I think it's 21. They have these 21 basically not really people, but they're like in Steemit world they're called witnesses, and essentially I think they call them block producers. Yeah, block producers in to do with EOS, and essentially those people earn rewards for coming to consensus with what the blockchain should be. So essentially it's similar to what the miners do, except that these are group and they get voted in. They can get their votes from just people who hold EOS, and they basically vote them in. And EOSphere is one of the companies that has put together a team. They've invested in EOS, and also they want to become one of these block producers here in Australia, and there's other block producers around the world. So if they're part of this 21, they are going to get, basically they promote the EOS blockchain and get it out there and basically encourage the use of the platform and earn rewards from instead of mining, they get the rewards from being on that. Now, it would have cost them a fortune. They're doing around Australia. I imagine it would cost them a lot of money to set that up. So they obviously know what they're doing, and I believe they've been involved in other previous projects and understand how much money is to be made in it. So this is a pretty cool concept, so it was really, really good. And essentially, EOS, it'll become more apparent when, of course, when the apps, when apps start getting put onto the mainnet, when it actually becomes available. And essentially, I did see, I don't have the links here, but there was I saw some slides about the throughput of how they can scale and how many transactions they can do per second. And the most exciting thing is there's hardly any cost involved. Like with Ethereum, when you want to use Ethereum, you're going to pay gas. And essentially, every time you interact, you got to pay gas. Well, essentially, this was so minuscule that you could use the network for hardly any cost. And so it's going to encourage more app users on the platform. And these guys have got more of a head start than a lot of the other platforms, because it takes a while to build out these platforms. And so it's very interesting. Also learned that they raised, like, I believe $2 billion in the ICO, which is not finished yet. And so that with, I think, $1 billion of it, they've already put into a fund. I think it's this EOS VC fund, and they've already started funding projects. So they come across projects, and instead of doing an ICO, they do they fund it with the money that they've already raised. So that was really interesting, because people, while this was going on, people like thinking, oh my God, we're going to get scammed. All these billions of dollars are going to go. But that hasn't happened. The money's put into this VC project where they select projects and different partnerships and different apps. But basically the testnet's coming along. I can't remember the exact date of when the mainnet's going to be released. But the thing is that this platform will soon be available, and there's going to be a bunch of developers that are going to be developing on it. And so you might have things like CryptoKitties, which has scaling problems on the Ethereum, but then put something like that on EOS, and it's just going to go gangbusters. There's going to be no problems with it. So it's very interesting, and also the language they use is simpler, I believe, than the other language with Ethereum. So that was really good, really good. And as you can see, you can still buy the EOS tokens already, and you can still get part of that ICO. So it's ongoing, and it does finish in June. I got a feeling their mainnet may start in June, July, or something like that. When the actual tokens, you've got to register and exchange your tokens. Once you've registered these tokens, you then can get the proper when the blockchain is actually created, you then get the actual tokens for that blockchain, rather than being on the tokens being on the Ethereum platform. So that's something to note. So yeah, really interesting stuff. But what it does is it convinces me, like, this is just one little aspect that I've seen of one little meetup with, maybe 50, 60 people, and they're going around in our little small country. But these people are committed to this thing, and they understand the technology and what it's going to do, okay? They see that out there, and they know what's going to happen. And essentially, it's going to be a place where people run their decentralized apps on. And it's like, building a Microsoft, only bigger sort of thing. It's they're talking about scaling. They essentially handling that traffic of Google and like Facebook. Some of those are things that Facebook does now. Like I think it was just I remember seeing the slides. I'll have to try and dig them up or something like that. But it was just amazing to see the capacity. So I know I'm pretty going on about EOS, but it was very interesting. G'day Bassmoth, how you doing? Good to have you on board. What is the ICO price of EOS? I think it was, I got a feeling around it was $2. I'll check on, I think it was ICO drops. We'll have a quick look there. Yeah, we'll just quickly have a look on there. I'll close down some of these windows. EOS, so hopefully it's written there. What time is it? Oh, I'm going to have to go shortly. It's only 9 o'clock. EOS. Token price, $6. I don't know. I don't remember paying $6. I think I paid less. I was trying to think where the start was. I really feel like it was $2 or something like that. Token price. I can't find it. Okay, it's worth $6 now. I just can't find it there. That's okay. We might have a quick look. See if it's here. I got a feeling it was around $2. It had a special. The price had this like a special auction price, and the idea was that so everyone has the ability to get on into EOS. So if we have a quick look back here, $2. Yeah, I'm sure it was that $2. Yeah, I think it was around $2 mark. So it is now $6. It went as high as I think 16 bucks. And we're not even at the test night yet. Like, this would be pretty amazing. Like, I really think that it's definitely this year, once this main net goes on, and I think it's in July, August when that happens. Basically, with this year, once people realize the apps and the stuff that starts to happen on this platform, it's going to go up more than 10x. So whatever this is here, maybe $16. I really think that it could go more than that, maybe 10x this year. And like most of the market I see going is 10x, and this is definitely one of them. But it's got a lot of potential because it's a blockchain, and it's, from what I've seen, it's faster than Ethereum. Unless Ethereum can come up with something to make it faster or scale better, it definitely has problems. So these are the fundamental things that talk about when we're looking at charts over the longer term and looking at these projects. But definitely EOS is a pretty cool project. Now, I just want to cover, before we finish up, there was a couple of other things I want to show you on Twitter. So this one here, I'll show this. This was from one of the people I follow on Twitter. And he goes, one of the reasons why I'm so bullish on BTC. So this is Amazon's bubble in 99, 2000. Do you see that little blip down there? Okay, and this is what it looked like on the chart. This massive sell up and then a down. And then it went sideways for a while. And then when it hit this period of time, it just went vertical. And this is Amazon, okay? And this is Apple. This blip, same sort of thing. And then it went consolidation for some time, and then kept on going up and up, and now we're at where it is now. So these are some of the companies where these are some of the chart patterns that have happened before. And this is just Amazon and Apple. And, this is why a lot of people are bullish on Bitcoin, because, just because it lost so much just recently doesn't mean it can't go up a lot more. This other one here, Cryptonator 1337, talks about energy to do with mining, or the main use. So let's have a quick look at that one. So they talk about gold mining, recycling, printing currency and minting, banking system, and Bitcoin mining. So at the moment, this tells you how much tons CO2 produced. 54 million tons of CO2 produced, increasing. Go down the scale, Bitcoin mining 0.6, and it's decreasing. Not sure about the emission trend part, like I'm not sure how that works, but it is 0.6 compared to 54 million, and the banking system uses 390 million. Crazy. Energy use, the highest is the banking system, with nearly $2.3 billion used in energy used. So it's pretty crazy compared. So when you hear people talk about, Bitcoin mining is using up all the power and stuff like that, it's just bullshit. Check out like this graph here. I think the link, you can always go to Econ Rebel Underground. You can always go to my Telegram. I put a lot of the links in the Telegram group. So you can go to here on my econrebel.com and click join Telegram group. And that's where you can check out some of those links. So one other one here, Thailand to regulate and legalize cryptocurrency markets. Let's have a quick look at that on Twitter. One of my good mates, which we're doing the webinar shortly, our weekly webinar with our ICOs. He's in Thailand, and this will be good news. So they are going to regulate and legalize the cryptocurrency and ICO markets. So you can check out that link. And what else we got here? This was interesting. Wild Panda put this up, talking about mining contracts. Now he's which he sees cloud mining. He said it considered a security according to the South Carolina Attorney General's office. So apparently the mining contracts offered and sold by the respondents constitute investment contracts and are thus securities as defined by the Act. I don't have... basically saying that Genesis Mining got hit with a cease and desist. Now, I don't know exactly... I can't confirm this, except that there is a link from Wild Panda to do with Bits Online Genesis Mining. We'll have a quick look at that. So I can't really confirm it or any other sources, but I find this interesting. So they're saying in this particular state that South Carolina is saying that Genesis Mining needs to cease and desist after charging the company with offering unregistered securities. So very interesting. So I don't know. I mean, it's not very good for mining in the US, but honestly, I think miners are going to go elsewhere, and I'm not sure if Genesis Mining, how they're going to operate in the States with this sort of thing going on. They might have to, move to a different state or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm going to try and find out some more information. A lot of people are in Genesis Mining, and it's been doing very well. But I thought I'd share that. So shout out to Wild Panda for that info on that one. All right, I think that about covers it. All I wanted to cover tonight. I'll just see if there was anything else I put in there. No, that was about it. So just a short one tonight. So I will be back tomorrow night. So Tuesday, I'm back tomorrow night, and we'll try and catch up with some more news and fill you in on some stuff that's happening. So I think that's about it. So I won't go into any of the ICO stuff tonight because I've got the webinar on. But if you are interested, you can click that link, want to learn how to 10x your next ICO. Now, at the moment, the ICOs, they haven't been performing well, but the whole market hasn't been performing well. But in terms of the returns you get from whether it's an ICO or whether it's like a post-ICO where you're getting that coin for a pre-pumped price, you're not getting it after it's been pumped. And, some of these pump coins are 10x and 100x. It hasn't happened because it's only just been released, okay? And if you get into solid projects, I've got into, I got into Origin Trail. That's still solid. The market is been dying. Look at this on the screen. Look at this. Market's been dying, but Origin Trail has been doing extremely well. So this is just an example of if you get into the right ones. Now, when the market starts to pick up and we hit this 20k and more than that, we're going to see the likes of ICOs like Origin Trail and these projects. They're going to do very well, and the price is going to do very well as well. So at the moment, I think when it was up at the peak, I think Origin Trail was around 40 cents. I think currently it's at about 20 cents, 19 cents. But Ethereum has dropped a lot in price. So when we get back up to these highs, I would see Origin Trail back around the 40-cent mark. But I believe once we get past that, it's going to go a bit more. And they're doing really well. They're hitting all their targets. So definitely liking Origin Trail. So I think that's it for tonight. I wish I had a little bit more time for you, but that's okay. I'll be back tomorrow and we'll get stuck into it and we'll learn some more information. So I think that covers it. If you're new to the channel, you can always like and subscribe. Hit the little bell icon if you want the notifications. And if you want more information about ICOs, click the link below. And if you've got any questions, always you can join the Telegram group. It's free. You can always, that's the best way to message me, and also build up a group of people that are interested in the same sort of stuff. So alrighty, I think that about covers it for tonight. Thank you everyone, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.